Imagine getting paid just for sharing your thoughts on products and services you use every day. With Survey Junkie, it's that simple. Click on the link in the video description to discover how you can start earning today by taking surveys.
A boy was left terrified after finding a bogeyman intruder under his bed wearing nothing but the child's underpants. Ahmad Hassan, 28, went into the house in Folkestone, Kent, on Halloween last year while the mom and two young boys who lived there were out trick-or-treating. When they returned they found the doors and windows open and the home ransacked. However, the woman assumed the person had left. But one of the boys went into his room and was shocked to find Hassan under his bed naked apart from a pair of the child's orange underpants. Police were called and when they arrived they found Hassan in another bedroom, still in the pants, stretched out in a starfish position on the floor. He later denied burglary with intent to steal but was found guilty after a jury deliberated for just 40 minutes. He was jailed for 2.5 years at Canterbury Crown Court on Wednesday. After the incident, the mum said the son who found Hassan was too frightened to go back into his bedroom and her other son vomited. He was so traumatized. Hassan did not give evidence at his trial, where a police officer described him to jurors as the bogeyman, but the court heard he had been under the influence of drugs at the time. The judge told him she could not begin to imagine how his young victim must have felt at seeing him under his bed. Prosecutor Alex Matthews told the sentencing hearing on Wednesday that the family returned home at about 9 p.m. on October 31st to find toys all over the floor, wet clothes in the hallway and some of their own clothing and bedding disturbed. She added, "It was thought no one was in the house but, to the shock of one of the children, it transpired the defendant was hiding under the child's bed." Obviously, the family was rather distressed. The defendant was ultimately found in another son's bedroom and was clearly under the influence of drink or drugs. The court heard it was accepted Hassan had not forced entry as the mum believed she may have left a door open, and nothing was actually stolen. In her victim impact statement, made a few hours after the break-in, the mum revealed how she and her sons had been affected. She said, "I'm still shaken, feeling extremely anxious, in shock and ultimately scared. I know the house is now safe, but I'm scared to go home. My children are mortified. One will live constantly thinking someone is in the house. He didn't want to go back to his bedroom without me. My other son threw up as a result of the fear he has been put through. They decided not to stay in the house that night and are believed to have since moved." Hassan, who has no previous convictions, was said to have lived in the UK for 11 years but was homeless at the time of the offense and leading a chaotic life. It is believed he changed into the boy's underwear as his own clothing was wet. Alexa Lemoyne, defending, told the court the defendant was genuinely remorseful for his actions. She said, "One cannot understate the intrusion into one's home, a safe place and refuge for this family. It is hoped this has not impacted in the long term on her and her children." This is, perhaps, a more unusual case in that he was found on the scene, made no attempt to escape, was asleep on the floor and plainly under the influence, which may be an explanation why he entered the premises and remained as he did. Recorder Wilson said the intrusion into the family's safe space and his subsequent behavior had caused significant psychological harm to all three victims. She told Hassan, "In this case, you didn't break into the property by damaging any door or window, and you didn't take anything away." Update issued on 2 people injured after funfair ride collapsed. Urgent do not eat warning over chocolate that poses health risk. Man dies after 10-hour standoff with armed police. Man dies after he was stabbed multiple times in horrific attack in London. But you entered the property and ransacked a number of toys and garments, including the householder's underwear. You took off all your clothes and put on a pair of orange underpants belonging to one of the small children in the family and then you hid under a child's bed. I cannot begin to imagine what it must have been like for that child, on returning home on Halloween from trick-or-treating, finding a person naked, apart from that child's own underpa.